Get fit, be happy, save money, and change your life in 30 days or less. I just tried Sober October for the last 30 days, and I've got 5 tips about how you can quit drinking alcohol. It's going to make it a whole lot easier. But first, I want to share a little bit of context about how alcohol can ruin your life. Biologically, in our bodies, some of the things that might seem obvious, but they got to be stated anyway because they're so important, is damage to the liver is a big deal, and it ruins the skin. It clogs the lymphatic system, which is sort of like the sewage system of the body where waste products can be eliminated. It starts to clog the lymphatic system, and it slows digestion down. Digestion can get completely ruined from years of alcohol abuse. And so if we want to be minimal, essential, clean, healthy, our digestion has got to be flowing good along with the lymphatic system, and the healthy state of the liver is super important. And so all these internal issues are going to have effects outside of us, and that's going to start to affect our relationships. This is one of the ways that alcohol can ruin your life: interference with relationships. It's going to harm your career too. So your financial situation will be impacted by this. I'm telling you from experience, 22 years of being an alcoholic, and I'm fully recovered at this point. So I'm coming at you with some experience here. And so the harm to your career is going to drain your money. It's going to have an impact in your relationships. And then all of the internal stuff that's going on with your body, it's going to back you up, and it's not good. And the second point before these 5 tips that I want to share with you is about why you might want to consider just quitting alcohol completely, which is what I recommend now. I'm pretty much over the whole social drinking. Like, moderation is just not possible for some people like me. And so I advocate, just unless you really need it for social, just like don't even drink it at all. What good is it doing you? So why I think you should just quit alcohol is do it for yourself. I believe that our self-esteem and self-respect, our sense of self-worth is really important. And if you can believe that you're worthy of great things, then drinking just probably doesn't fit into that. So do it for yourself, and do it for your spouse. So first you're doing it for yourself, selfishly, internally, and then for the people around you, your loved ones. Do it for your girlfriend, your wife, because they need us to be more present, healthy, and caring, productive. And so that's what sobriety is all about. So do it for your spouse, and do it for your children too. If you don't have children yet, that's okay. Tracy and I, my wife, we just had our first kid just a little bit ago. And so one of the reasons why I'm just not even going back to alcohol is because I want to be sober, healthy, productive, and to protect and provide for my son and my wife. So those are really strong reasons why. And if you read Simon Sinek's book, Start With Why, it's a really good motivator intrinsically for humans to have a reason why we should or need to do something. So these are some reasons why. And then even going further out in the rings outside of us is do it for your friends, do it for your peers, your colleagues, for those people that might be looking to you to lead by an example, to be a good influence through your good habits, your choices. The choices that we make inside have a reflection outside. And so you do it for yourself, your loved ones, your friends, your colleagues, be an inspiration to other people. Is it possible to be inspiring to other people when we're struggling with our fear, weakness, our vices, our addictions, being an alcoholic? And in fact, it's not just alcohol, it's also like weed. I've been talking to a lot of people recently. One of the addictions they're struggling with is chronic abuse of marijuana, cannabis, weed. And so that really puts you in kind of a dull state, doesn't it? So, and beyond just your friends and coworkers and colleagues is your community, the people in your town, city, country, the United States of America. Can we make America great again? I think we've gotten really off track in this country, not to get all political, but it's a shit show out there. And I think we need strong men to show up soberly, optimistically, to lead by a good example in this country. So it starts with ourselves, then our families, then our communities, and the country, and then the world. It's the ripple effect, or the Whipple effect, if you will. So those are some reasons why I think that you should quit drinking. And before I get on to the 5 tips, I just want to share one more thing real quick, is that just a little bit of my experience of what happened choosing to go sober for October, and implementing monk mode as well. So here's what happened. My thinking got clear. That's the first thing. I'm able to get more sleep, to think clearer. And I started a writing practice too. I'm journaling now, which is a new thing for me. So I can get now that I'm thinking clear, I want to get it out, to crystallize my thoughts and clarify them so I can serve you better. And so my thinking got clear. I started writing. And these are just things that I can't do if I'm drinking. Drinking makes me tired and distracted, weak, unproductive. And so my thinking got clear. I started writing, and I got more organized using monk mode, which is something I talk about in my primary video for Sober October Monk Mode, link in description. I really was able to get more organized digitally, like digital minimalism, digital decluttering, because I live most of my life on my phone and computer, doing my own personal projects and professional client work. And so things can get really out of hand, disorganized. And so that's one thing that happened, is I got more organized, which feels really good, to be more organized with your physical things or digital things outside, and then inside we're thinking clear and getting our emotions in check as well. And another thing is I lost a little bit of weight, not much. That's because even though I was sober, I didn't really hardcore focus on my diet, which is sort of needing improvement, and as well as exercise. I need to become better at self-discipline with those healthy habits. So I'm still working on that, getting better, but I could do a lot better. So anyway, I lost a little bit of weight, like 2 pounds, not much. But with the right, reducing the sugar, carbs, calories from alcohol, in addition to going sober and then cleaning up the diet and moving more, potentially, depending on what you weigh now, you could be losing a lot of weight in 30 days. And this Sober October thing isn't just for October. I mean, this is stuff that applies to any month. So the final thing about what happened with me is just saving money. In my last live stream, I went through specific calculations about what I saved over a month, a year, over 22 years of addiction. I broke it down financially as well as time wasted. So if you want those details, you can check out just the last live stream that I did, link in description, or just find it in my feed. So that's what happened with me. And now I want to share the 5 tips that I have for you to help you get and stay sober. So if you like what I'm sharing with you in this video and on my channel, please hit the like button, leave a comment. I would love to hear from you, and subscribe to stay tuned for more videos, because I'm coming at this channel with some passion and consistency this year, since I've gotten sober, actually. So also share it with anybody that you think might be interested. Specifically, I'm focusing on this channel. My content creation for you is for young men who are into minimalism and healthy lifestyle, about being more productive to live a better life. So that's sort of where I'm coming from with all of that. Find the links in the description for everything I mentioned in this episode and all other videos. So tip number 1 that I have for you to help you get sober is, like I said at the beginning of this video, is to start with why. You want to give yourself some time and space, distraction-free, to think and feel about what's important to you, what's essential, and discover your why. your reason for being. That is going to be the first step. And then write it down. Like I said earlier, give yourself some quiet space, think, write. So write down your why, and just it doesn't have to be a big deal, just free flow, have fun with it, and just think and write it out and make that a practice. And then communicate it with other people, the closest people around you, your wife, your kids, your friends, your colleagues, and just share with them what's going on with you. Hey, I'm kind of been messing around with alcohol or weed or whatever it is for you. I'm looking to clean up my act a little bit, at least for a while, and kind of focus on some things. I wanted to build this business. I wanted to write this book, whatever you've been procrastinating on. And now you can finally do it. So share your process with other people so they can hopefully honor that in you and support you in some way by giving you time and space or loving words, whatever their support might be for you. So discover your why, write it down, communicate it with others. Tip number 2, distance yourself from temptation. If you have your vice substance in your house, get rid of it and don't bring any more back. If your friends invite you out to a bar or some party where there's going to be substances or whatever your vice is, weed, pornography, whatever, just distance yourself from that temptation. Best to not even go there. That's half the battle. And then practice situational awareness. So now that you're resisting temptation, not going to certain events, you just practice situational awareness. If you go to the store, you might see something. Don't go to that aisle, and just think consciously about what's going on in the present moment and pay attention to what's going on around you. Because a lot of people don't do that. So it might seem like common sense, but it's got to be said. And so distance yourself from temptation, practice situational awareness, and then activate monk mode. So once you have those first 2 steps in order, then you can activate monk mode, which I go into detail in the last 2 videos. But basically, it's creating a structure for yourself where you can insulate yourself from demons and temptation and negativity and start to allow this positivity and focus to emerge from within you. So that's tip number 2. And tip number 3 is rest and recovery. Make it a priority to sleep more. I'm still working on this because with the energy and clarity that I have from sobriety, late at night, I have a hard time turning off. I find that at nighttime, that's when I maybe want to consume content on YouTube or read books. I'm reading some really great books right now at night. Writing, editing videos, whatever's coming up, I just find it hard to go to sleep. But I am doing better. And I do notice, and I've been tracking my sleep. I use an Apple Watch for that, and I actually am tracking my sleep and my time. Everything I do, I use an app called Timery and Toggle for tracking my time so I can stay on track with what's essential, be productive, and try and rest more. And I can track all that so I can check my progress over the month. And I am improving, I can tell you from the data. But always room for improvement. So sleep more and take sleep aids if needed. Sometimes when I first stopped drinking, I found it very hard to go to sleep. So I was pounding tinctures for like sleep tonics and stuff. I was taking like 10 times over the dose. I found that to be very helpful. You might want to take some pharmaceutical pills, whatever. I don't know. Whatever those are, I don't really take them. And then, so rest and recovery are important too. And so throughout the day, we want to make sure that we're standing, getting sunlight, laying down if we're standing, or standing up if we're sitting, just balancing out rest and recovery with work and productivity. So that's tip number 3. The 4th tip to help you quit drinking or overcoming your vices is to exercise more. All these, by the way, I'm going through. I'm right there with you in the trenches. I'm working on this, having a hard time with it, but I'm doing better, and I hope you are too. Exercise more, just move more. Like I said, stand up if you're sitting, Get outside, do some jumping jacks, just shake your body, breathe. Go for a walk is a really easy win. And that's something I've been doing more with the wife and kid. We go out for sunset walks usually, and that's a good thing. So exercise more is going to help with the sobriety and staying on the path. And keep it simple at first. You don't have to come up with a whole routine. I found that in my experience, we can, with this unleashed energy from sobriety, we can want to just take on too much and do too much at once. But it's actually going to work to our favor in the long run to stay consistent over the long term if we just keep it simple. Instead of coming up with the whole exercise routine, I'm going to do burpees and pull-ups and crunches and squats and run and all this. Just add in one thing at a time, stay consistent with it, and then over a year, look back on the progress that you made. The more you're moving, the less you weigh and all that stuff. So keep it simple. Keep it simple with Whipple. And breathe more oxygen. And drink more water. It's easy, even for me, to like just be drinking coffee all the time. But remember to drink more water and better quality water. Stay hydrated. Those are the essentials. Keep it simple. We could talk about diets and nutrition, all this stuff, but what if we're just covering the most important bases of all? Breathing for that oxygen. Drinking water for hydration. That's a big deal right there. Go for a walk, move more, clean up the diet a little bit, and stay sober. Man, that's like really all I'm doing. For now anyway. Okay, so tip number 5 to help you quit drinking or overcoming your addictions is to, like I just said, clean. Then you can start to get a little bit more complex in your strategy and your approach is to clean up the diet and consider, okay, so less frozen pizzas, maybe a salad, still simple, just make improvements on your diet. And here's a pro tip for you. Smoothies for the win. They're so easy to do and you can pack so much nutrition into them. It's like you just get a decent blender and get some smoothie stuff in a green powder and just throw it in there. And let me know if you want some recipes because I actually was a private chef for a billionaire a few years ago. And I traveled the world with him and learned a lot about elixir crafting and nutrition, herbs, superfoods, the whole deal. I should probably write a book about it. But let me know if you have any questions about recipes and smoothies, if you want to see more video content about that, because I've got a lot of information there. And then beyond smoothies, it's like supplements are super easy. You can go to any health food store and just find some supplements like men's libido tonic or full spectrum vitamin, whatever. I don't know. And just like start taking them. Supplement. Pound them with your water. Take a whole bottle in a day. See what happens. All right. So those are the 5 tips that I got for you to help you get sober. I hope they help for you. I hope they make sense. If you have any questions, hit me up in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. And if you want to learn more about Sober October, being sober for any 30-day period, and specifically on monk mode and what that means and how to add it into your own life, how it can help you, check out this video right here where I go into detail about monk mode, and it'll help you any month of the year, anytime. And subscribe to this channel if you dig what I'm throwing down for you. Thanks for tuning in. I appreciate you. Take care, stay sober, stay free, and drive safe.